Okay, so guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while now, and today I've got somebody really, really important, somebody who's making an impact, and someone who you would all love to hear from. He is one of those small guys from one of those rural areas where we think that you're supposed to come from one of those big homes or those big schools before you can make an impact. But yeah, like despite where he's coming from and all of that, he's still making so much impact. He's still pursuing what people think that only the airlines or those coming from the big schools can do. So today we have over here we have Paul, and I would ask so much questions about him, how he was able to make it through the trenches, and how far he's gone, and then how he's doing right now. In fact, it's interesting to know that he was one of the best in some, which I would like to hold on until we get there. So, hey, let's get to it. Roll it. Okay, so Paul, like, welcome back, and tell us a little bit about yourself before we get to know you better. Tell us who is, when you say Paul Trevor, who is Paul Trevor?
All right, so yes, my name is Paul, and I'm currently a third-year computer engineering student at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, of course. And yeah, I would say that I'm a tech person. I like to learn, do everything. I want to learn everything that's there essentially, and I'm much more interested in tech and science in general. Currently trying to pursue some stuff in machine learning and artificial intelligence, which I'm still learning, and basically anything tech. Consider me as part. So like, I'm a tech person, software engineering, however you want to call it. I like hardware also, and I'm currently a computer engineering student at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Maybe there's more, but then he'll actually ask a lot of questions, so you guys will find out a lot about me by the time we are done here.
Well, definitely, I have like tons of questions to ask you. Like seriously, tons of questions to ask you. I mean, before we go to the computer thing or all of it, let's take it one point at a time. Okay, one step at a time. Where did you have your basic education and your senior higher education, if I may say?
Okay, so my basic school education. I had my basic school education at the. Okay, let me start again. I had my basic school education in a town called Tegbi, and Tegbi is actually part of the Anglo municipality in Volta region of Ghana. And there is this school over there called Tegbi Arisu Primary School. And that's where I had my primary school education. I had both my kindergarten and my actual primary school education over there. So I went to like primary one. Sorry, started from kindergarten, went to primary one, and then to primary six over there. I had my junior high school education in another school in the same town called Tegbi Alpadoma Junior High School, and that's where I had my junior high school education 3 years over there. I wouldn't say I remember much of my life there, but I know that I learned a lot of stuff there, which I'm still applying now for real. And my senior high school education, I had it in at Keta Senior High Technical School, and you say that my high school is a bit more popular than the junior high school. Like the junior high schools, you wouldn't even have heard of them.
Let me interrupt a little bit. When you mentioned your basic school, I was like, oh, which kind of school is that? Because it's not one of the big schools that we used to know, and like it's not really weird to me. But anyway, I would ask more questions about that anyway. Like, but let's get to it.
Yeah, but for real, if you talk about my basic school not being like one of the popular ones, for real, if I'm asked right now to choose again between my basic school and I have some other schools, I'll still choose my basic school. Like the education I had back then, maybe I don't know, but I'll still choose it again because of the kind of value I think
Like, I'm curious, why would you do that? Because we have like better schools where you can get all the necessary infrastructure that you think of, all the necessary technology still available. Why would you still go to that basic school that you use, which is not being popular? Let me say.
Yeah, I would say that you see, when I started my university, I realized that there were some things that I already know, kind of like it's part of you, and those things come up. Those things happened to me because of the kind of education I had previously. So I would say that even though it's not like the most popular school that you would ever see in the world, it's the teachers and the people that I was able to interact with back then that were able to like impact my life. So I think if I had not gone there, probably my life would have been different. Who knows? Probably better, or it could be worse. So I would like it to be how it is right now, which means I want to choose the same path that I chose back then. See, so it's like saying I don't have any regrets for going to that school, that kind of thing. About.
Oh, okay. All right. So I guess I decided before you interview someone, you need to find a little bit about the person. So I just found a little bit. I searched a little bit about you, and I realized that you were part of the 2019 NSMQ, which is National Science and Maths squad, which your school, which is your senior high school, Keta Senior High, sent to the 2019 contest, and you reached the semi-finals. And like coming from a background like that, where you had the village school, let me put it that way, where like it's very tough for you to even get the necessary things done. Like, how were you able to, move to that senior high school and then, be one of the best, let me say, from, let's say this is from the trenches actually, let me say. How are you able to move from the trenches and be able to be part of that squad that, like, a lot of, like, those coming from the big school would be part of?
It's all about the mindset I went there with. When I was going to the senior high school, my mindset was that it's a new beginning. We're all about to start a new high school, like a new school, which that it doesn't matter where I'm coming from. It's just a matter of what I'm about to do now. And like I said, I learned some things back in JHS that actually helped me, because I said that when we went to the senior high school, some of the things that we were learning, like I had some concepts that like I already knew. It was just part of me. I know that, oh, this has to be this, that kind of thing. And it's all because of the training that I had. And it's not about how popular the school that you came from is. It's about how much effort you are willing to put in. And I think I was able to put in that effort. First year in that school, I wouldn't say I knew much about National Science and Maths quiz. I think it was first year, second semester that we were first sent to actually go and like witness a contest over there. And then through that contest, I was able to say, oh, okay, me too, I want to do this. Like, I was actually like, okay, me too, I want to do this. And since I wanted to do it, I knew that, oh, you have to like make sure you learn your math and science very well and all of that. So I have to like put in more effort to learn all of these subjects very well, and be able to let them become part of me to the point that I'll be able to like answer questions on stage. I was even shy then. Like, even if it was then, I wouldn't be able to like speak on camera like this. So like, I had to also work on my confidence and all of that, because all of those things are part of how to like contest about. So it's about you and not about the kind of school that you came from. So it's like the school has already taught you what you are supposed to learn. So what effort are you putting in? Let's say the school has not taught you everything. What sort of effort are you putting in to make sure that you learn the things that you were not taught? That kind of thing.
Okay, that is very okay. So I could see definitely if you are part of the science and maths, you definitely must be a shark. So, and then most of the times we see these guys going into medicine, like they all want to be a doctor, like something. Why didn't you choose that path? I want to go into computer engineering and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good question. See, back in SHS, when it was time for me to apply for schools, I wasn't even thinking about medicine. It was like I physically just crossed it off my list, and I think that's like kind of like my behavior. I wouldn't want to go to the best school in the world. I would want to go to like the second best school in the world. That's kind of thing I like doing, but that's beside the point. It's like everyone wants to do medicine.
Everybody was competing for the best school in the world, and why would you want to go to the? Like,
even
I want to go to the best school in the world.
Of course, it's just my nature. So the point is that medicine is not part of me, and it will never be part of me. If I was to go back then, I wouldn't choose medicine. So that's just not what I wanted to do. I didn't even know what I wanted to do, but I knew that okay, I wanted to do something in tech and science. So back in high school, there were two subjects that I really liked. That was physics and maths, and I still like them. But then back then, I would say if I'm supposed to choose a course that if I was supposed to choose a program in my university that was supposed to be related to math or pure physics, it would be some way for me, because those courses are like theoretical and I wanted something a bit more practical. I don't want to become a theoretical physicist. I don't want to be in a classroom with a teacher. I want to be like doing something. So I realized that engineering was for me and not like the pure sciences. Now the engineering, I realized that what sort of engineering do you want to do? Then there was electrical engineering, and electrical engineering, like it basically had to do with just hardware. And there was also computer science, because I knew I liked technology, but I knew that I was going to do the science, like pure science part of things. I knew I was going to do like engineering. So like I basically just forgot about that. So I thought, okay, this is computer engineering. It's like the middle ground, and you get to not have too much of specialization. You get to have that kind of diversity. You can either decide to do electronics engineering, which is much more related to electrical engineering, or decide to like software engineering, which is much more related to like computer science. And then you also get to like practice stuff that you learn in physics and math, because the whole engineering, it's math, and the physics is actually being applied in terms of applied electricity, electronics, and all of those kind of things. So I saw that, okay, this was the best thing for me. But then I would say that back then I didn't really know much about the courses. I was just like, oh, computer engineering sounds good, let me choose it. Like it just kind of like clicked. I just like, oh, I would like this. I was like, I would definitely like this. So I just chose it anyway.
Well, if it had gone sideways, I wonder what you would have been doing by now.
Yeah, so like,
I wonder what
it's like, I thank God that it has not gone sideways.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I was like, if I'm supposed to go back into the past and I'm supposed to like make these choices again, I'll still make the choices I made because I'm really happy with what I chose back then.
All right. So recently, I checked when I was still searching about you. Like I realized that you even created a YouTube channel where you teach people how to program. Like, am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So what is the idea behind? What were you trying to put across?
So I would say that the channel is currently new, but then I would say I want to put education out there also, and I want to also like put myself out there, that kind of thing. And in this tech world, a lot of people want to like write articles and teach other people. When I entered the tech space, everyone was ready to help. So I'm just trying to like give back to the community, also trying to like provide content that would be useful for people, because you can basically go online and learn like how to program and how to do this and how to do this. Everything in the tech world, you can basically get it for free. And that's something that I'm also trying to do. So I'm basically just trying to create content, educational materials for people who are interested. And most of my content is actually, geared towards beginners so that they will also like start, they would be able to start the tech field and then be able to survive. I would say that the channel is pretty new right now. Trevenue44, that's the channel name, and it has a lot of potential. I would say when I started first, it wasn't what I expected, so I had to like stop it for some time. I wasn't really consistent. Now I'm trying to bring it up again and be more consistent and all of that. So yes, it's still in the making. That's how I'm supposed to put it. Yeah.
That's really nice of you. At least we are making impact, and then it's not like you see what one thing nice about the whole conversation is that always you are thinking about the people, like those who are like trying to look up to you. You are thinking about them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say, like what you just said about programming, you are more into programming. So I would like to ask much more questions about that. Is it do one has to maybe have some little bit knowledge about computers or probably programming before one can start, like, or it doesn't matter where your field, it doesn't matter where maybe it can be arts or whatever. It doesn't matter your field, but is that how it is, or like you're supposed to be so much into maths or physics or like anything that before you can start programming?
First of all, you don't need to be much into physics or anything else before you will start programming. But I would say you should be able to like use the computer and understand like the concept of having computers over there. And these things are also taught as beginner level programming kind of thing. Like if you're coming to start a programming language and you actually take a course, if this course is very detailed and very good, they would even teach you how to use the computer and how the computer works. They will teach you about like the processor and how it actually understands this kind of thing. But you have to understand the concept of you giving instructions to the computer and the computer being able to execute these instructions. And it's as simple as being able to talk to the computer. So how do I talk to the computer? I do that through the programming languages. And through the programming languages, I write some set of instructions, give to the computer. The computer takes those kind of instructions and it'll be like, okay, this is what you want me to do, and I'll be able to do that. If you understand these basic concepts and you know how to, right click, create a new folder, those kind of things on the computer, I think you should be good enough. It's not about maths, physics, science, or anything like that. You just have to want to do it, because it's very difficult to actually be consistent in this field of programming. So you have to like have the motivation to actually want to do it in order to keep on going. Yeah.
Okay. Now people have been asking, like they want to know, like, programming isn't very difficult. Like, be sincere with us. Is it difficult? Is there something difficult about it? Can
I do? Okay. I would say it's not difficult. When you start,
you've been sincere. You've been sincere to us.
Yes, okay, I'm being sincere. The programming is actually in two ways. It's like you like it. If you like it, you shouldn't have any problem. That's the thing. Because when it comes to being difficult, it's a matter of always having bugs. What we call bugs. It's like a mistake that you do in your programming language or some logic that's not working. That's a bug, right? And this kind of bugs sometimes they are very frustrating to fix. You'll be like, this is how I want the thing to work. You write the lines of code and then the thing is not working like that. Now you have to think, why is it not working like that? And debugging is actually very difficult to do. Some of them are very easy to do, like they are just like, oh, maybe I left a semicolon out or something. But some of them you have to like really understand what you are doing, and it takes a lot of time, and sometimes you could get frustrated. Like I remember sometimes that you write, I myself personally, I would be writing the code and then I would be there from 6 p.m. There's been a problem with my, the code I've written, some bug somewhere, and I'm not being able to figure it out from 6 p.m. to like, let's say 12 a.m. the next day. And staying with it like that, you get a little bit frustrated. If you are someone starting the programming, you would feel like this is just not for me, because you can't keep doing this. But the joy that comes when you actually like fix the bug and then everything works, you kind of have that feeling that, oh, okay, the instructions I've given to the computer have actually been taken in and then they've been, executed. That feeling is something that you just can't get. You can't compare that feeling to the kind of frustration that you feel. So you have to be able to like find that motivation and drive to be able to pass over. So you should be able to like find that motivation and be able to pass over the stage at which you'll be frustrated. That's all.
It seems we are going so much into what to do than you yourself, but I would like to find more about it. Like, do you really need a computer to start, and which type of computer? We have types of computers, and the strong ones, and depending on I'm not into it, so I wouldn't like to comment on that. So do you really need a computer, or you can just start with just your phone, or how is it done?
So there was this time that I made a video saying that you don't need a computer to start programming, so a phone is just enough for you. In reality, the phone might give you a lot of troubles when trying to like program and go to an advanced level. But then when you are starting, it's not really about the things you build, it's about you understanding the whole concept of building. So you understand loops, while loops, and those kind of things. And for those, I don't really think you need a computer to do. So starting the programming, I wouldn't say you need a computer. As long as you have a phone, you're okay. When you are starting programming, a small computer, not lots of processing power, it's also okay. But when you are trying to like advance and try and build things like mobile app development and all of that, you see sometimes you simulate the Android environment, you simulate the iOS environment and all of that. You need the kind of computers available for that. For example, if you want to build iOS applications, you need an iOS device to actually build that. You need like an Apple device, not iOS. Like you need a MacBook to be able to build applications for Apple devices, that kind of thing. That's how it is. So at this point, you need a computer. But then when you're just starting out in the field of programming, you don't really need a computer. You just have to get your phone. But that wouldn't take you, far in the field. You'd have to like improvise at some stage. You still need a computer.
I have Techno Y6, so I'll be trying to also learn the programming. Or better, so if you can get me maybe something nice, for the boy.
I do have to warn you that the Techno Y6 might give you a lot of troubles.
All right.